What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is Rich from Bars in the Basement. It is October 22nd. I don't know what day of the week it is. And this is Bard Babbles number 8 or 9. One of those two numbers. I'm gonna start writing it down somewhere on my hand or on a post-it note or something, leaving it in my car if it's a post-it note. Obviously, if it's on my hand, it's on my hand, but I'm gonna start leaving a post-it note somewhere so I don't have these awkward conversations with myself in the morning anymore. Anyways, work is over. It is raining cats and dogs outside, so probably be very obnoxious sounds on this video. I'm gonna try to speak louder. Hopefully that doesn't just kill everything for this video. We'll play it back later after I post it and see how bad it is. Days where it rains, I might just have to post a no video, i.e. something else. Who knows? So, Bard's Babble today, I wanted to discuss something, and I completely forgot what it was. So I've got nothing planned. Today was a crazy day at work again. I don't think there are easy days at this job. I'm starting to get that feeling. The machine that I am being cultured. The machine that I am being groomed to run. There we go. That's a good word. Groomed. Is their big machine. It is their big money maker. It is where so much of this automated process comes through that they can run thousands upon thousands of bottles in the times that it takes, human hands to do 100. So I get why they need someone on this machine all the time, but it is such a beast, and it's always going. It's always going. I think any given week we have about 3 hours of downtime where the machine is not actively at least trying to run. So that's over a 40-hour work week. Just for our shift, there's 3 hours. I don't know about other shifts, but they say eventually we'll catch up on all of our back stuff, but I don't think that's the case. You hire more people because you sell more product, and then you have to fill the product. I don't think we're ever going to get. But I digress. So yeah, today was kind of a crazy. And you know what I realized? I do have a few loose ends from the videos, so maybe this would be loose ends. I never discussed my least favorite concert from yesterday's concert video, mainly because I ran out of time. And I went on such a long tangent about everything else that I just kind of... So, my least favorite show, I went with my friend, Stone, we'll call him, because I don't know if he would want me to say his real name, but I went with my friend Stone, and we went to go see the Street Dogs, which, a band I'm not too familiar with. It's punk rock, I like punk rock music. I'm gonna go to the punk rock show. I feel like an old timer. You whippersnapper, I'll meet you at the punk rock show. But I decided to go to the punk rock show for Street Dogs. And the first two bands played, and I was already tired that day. I had worked overtime that day at work, and I just got out of work, just got in the shower, came home right away, went back out, picked up Stone, and then we went to the show. I drove a lot back then. So we go to this show, and the first two bands played for what seemed like an annoyingly long time, and then Street Dogs came out. And I think they're from Boston, given their accents and their, attire. And it was every single song. It's we don't want to tell you what to do. This is your show. you want to get drunk, get drunk. If you want to get high, get high. And the venue's like, no smoking marijuana, you know. And he's like, if you want to dance, dance. You know, you do what you want to do. And then the very next song, they were like, all right, I need everybody in this place to put your hands up. Put your hands up right now. We're not playing another note until every motherfucker in here puts your hand up. And I'm like, bruh. And then like halfway through the song, they'd be like, keep your hands up. Keep those hands up. You know, and it's like, I was exhausted. It's like, you know, 10:30 at night and my arms have been up for 3 straight songs. I'm like, bro, can we not? I remember there was this one drunk chick up in like the VIP section, and she was just, you know, it was one of those songs where like, this is for our brothers that are no longer with us. This is for everybody who's died out there on the streets. And they're like, we need everyone to stand. No one's sitting down. Again, this is your show. Do what you want, but everyone needs to stand. And this girl was just messed up. And I wouldn't have even noticed her, but the singer of the band stopped everything, pointed up at her, called her like a floozy and a hussy and other terrible words for women, and told her that she needed to respect the song and stand up, quit trying to suck a dick or whatever. And she flipped him off, and he goes ballistic on her. And he's like, F you, you see, you know, you're just the worst kind of human being out there. And at this point, I'm just like, I put my hand down, because I'm like, I don't like you, bruh. I don't like anything about this show right now. Like, the music was okay, it didn't even sound good live, you know? So, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just old, maybe it's just, I don't know, but if somebody's sitting there yelling at me the entire show to keep my hands up and like hijacking the show, refusing to play until everyone puts their hands up, like, I don't want to be there. That's not fun for me. So that was probably the worst show I've ever been to. What's up? What's a top 5 for the worst shows you've been to? Because is that like a bottom 5? Because in my bottom 5, I would have to say there was a show with a band called With Life Comes Death. And shout out to my boys. They're not a band anymore. But there was a band called With Life Comes Death, and I was actually the singer for a few shows because their singer dropped and they needed someone super quick, and I volunteered. That's pretty much how I got that gig. My buddy Will is the guitarist. He's like, yo, dude, can you learn like 8 songs? And I'm like, I can probably do 6. And he was like, deal. So there was already a screamer of the band, and I was the clean vocals essentially. So what I did was, you know, I learned these songs the best I could. I really did. I tried. They had like really crappy recordings on like their MySpace page, and it wasn't great. So I was trying to learn it, and then like when we're practicing, because we had a couple weeks of practice. You know, we practice almost every day too. And then the singer, like the screamer of the band's like, no, these are the lyrics. And he actually gave me a lyric sheet. And I was like, well, that would have been convenient. Thanks, buddy. So, not what I was singing at all. So it was kind of cool. He took over some of the clean vocals, but there were some parts where he was screaming on top of my clean vocals. So, you know, he couldn't do both. Like, he understood that he was asking an awful lot. So, the first show I played there with them, definitely my bottom 5. It was an experience, you know. It was like a local battle of the bands kind of thing. Not even a battle of the bands, like a showcase of local bands. Like, nobody got first place. So it was all these bands, and we played. We were like dead middle in the set. And my mom was there, my uncle was there, my little sister. She brought 2 friends. You know, my friend Stone was there, and you know, it was just a bunch of people there rooting me on, you know, that I got to sell tickets to, you know, it was fun. So, I get on stage to do like they do each band's sound check, and we do the sound check, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, testing, testing, testing. They gotta speak up, you gotta speak up, like, testing, testing. I'm like thinking I'm yelling, and he was like, I don't know, man. You still sound really quiet. I was gonna do like a little scream or something. Will that help? He goes, yeah, do a little scream. So I was like, ah, and he laughed. He goes, that was a fucking scream, and I'm like, well, after you two, buddy, I'm the queen vocalist. Anyways, and I digress. So what had happened was it became our turn to go on. So I went up on stage with the fellas. We got up there and we started playing, and I was singing, and I was having a good time, and all of a sudden I'm just noticing like all my friends and family are just like getting upset. And one of them walks over to the engineer guy, and they're like, he's over there like arguing with him, and he's like, and I'm like, what's going on? I played like 5 songs, and at the end of the one, at the end of the last one, that's when they all like, woo, yeah, having a good time. And I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, dude, everything sounded great except we couldn't really hear you. And I was like, what? They're like, was your microphone on? I'm like, it didn't have an on-off switch. It was just like an always on kind of thing. They don't give us fancy ones for this kind of stuff. So apparently they couldn't hear me, and I was really embarrassed. Since I got a few minutes here, let's just talk about the rest of the time with the band. So we did another show at a local college that was like a battle of the bands kind of thing, where we did not win. We did not place because everyone else was playing like artsy, folky, smooth jazz college music like you do, and we're in there like hardcore screamo band. Yeah, they actually ended up cutting our set short 2 songs. Apparently nobody was liking it. Said we had 20 minutes. They gave us like 12. So, not too happy about that. But I thought I did much better that time. So, I want to say there was a 3rd show. But I could be wrong. Could have only been 2. But then they held, if there was a 3rd show, I don't remember where it was. But then they held auditions for the band to be, for the because what they really wanted was they wanted a girl clean vocalist. They were going for a certain sound, and I really don't sound like a girl when I sing. So they were like, you know what? We don't want this to seem like a slight against you or anything, but we have the sound we're going for. So we are going to hold some auditions for some people. You're more than welcome to audition as well. We know what you sound like, but part of the audition was taking one of their new songs and like putting in your own lyrics to it. They wanted to see if you could help write the music as well. So I get why they did it, and I get why they wanted to audition. Again, they weren't hearing everyone back to back to back was kind of what they wanted to do. They wanted to schedule all like the finalists for the auditions, if you will, on the same day, so they could have like a side-by-side comparison. So they auditioned a few people without me being there, and then they were like, hey, we got it down to you and 2 other people. Like, just come in, let's listen to the audition, and we'll do this. So I started singing, and my voice started cracking, like, bad. Like, my throat had been sore all day. I don't know if it was nerves or if I was getting sick that day, but my voice just started cracking so bad, and I couldn't, like, hold a note. Warmed up the whole way over. I tried to, at least, and the screamer guy pulled me aside. He goes, yeah, dude, what's wrong? You alright? I was like, I don't know, man. My throat is just killing me. I don't know what happened. He was like, alright, well, just, if you need to do this another day, man, we can do this another day. I was like, yeah, I'd really appreciate it, And then, they re-auditioned the 2 girls later that day. I ended up leaving, because I just felt like garbage, and I felt embarrassed, but I ended up leaving, and the whole band played with the one girl, and she was great. She was, she's an amazing vocalist, and they went with her, and I was a little bummed out. I would like to have been with the band, and to keep it going and see where we could progress. Um, but at the same time, like, I was kind of relieved because I felt really awkward and uncomfortable with a lot of stuff. And it's like over the next few months and everything, like, we all became really, close friends. And they did, they were like, yeah, sorry, man. It's just, she sounds so great. And we have good chemistry. And I'm like, yo, nah, big deal, bro. And he goes, hey, I'd love to have you, like, around in case something happens to her. Like, in case she doesn't want to do this anymore. She's talking about going to college, in the next 2 years. So if we're still a band, I want to keep you around. And I'm like, yeah, doing what? Maybe your roadie? He was like, nah, man. He goes, you can be our merch guy, though, because they were getting shirts made and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be your merch guy, sure. So I did that for about a year, and it just got to be too much. They wanted me to sell tickets, and they wanted me to be there when the band got there, and I had a full-time job, and I just started dating my now wife, and I'm like, I just can't, guys, I can't keep doing this. But I do remember they were really cool about it. They knew that I was bummed that I couldn't be on stage anymore. So one of like the third or fourth to last show I played with, or I was there with them over that year. It was like 2 days after my birthday, 3 days after my birthday. So they pulled me on stage, and they were like, hey, come up, sing our last song with us. So the second to last song with them. It was the last song they wanted to end a certain way, but they were like, come sing the song with us. I know you love this song. And I'm like, cool. So I went on there, and I just crushed it on the vocals. So it was like me, the new singer they had, and the screamer all singing at the same time, and it was fantastic. It was great, and there's like pictures of that show. Like, I have them on my Facebook somewhere. I was tagged in them, and it was just, we were having a great time. And actually, like, jumped off the stage, not like into the crowd, because there was like no crowd, because it was like a local show. But I jumped like off the stairs to the stage, and then I just like start running back to the merch booth. They introduced me like, yo, this is Ricky, our merch guy, and it was his birthday, so he's gonna come up and help us sing this song. Ooh, so I did it, and then like I'm running back through the crowd, and everybody's like pat me on the back, like, good job, bro, man, you sounded awesome. And I was like, oh, why? Don't do that to me. Don't give me hope. Don't you do it. So that's my fun story about when I was in band once for a couple weeks. But anywho, we've made it home, and yeah, made it home, and I am now ready to go nap. That's what I do. Thanks everybody so much for watching this Bard's Babble, I think number 8. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff, and in the comments down below, actually, let me know, have you ever been in a band, and what kind of music was it? Cool, thanks, and we'll see you tomorrow for the last episode of the week.